What is up, my buttery biscuits? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Huda Beauty because she is being called out right now for her team. Well, I guess her team and then also her, because her team actually reached out to a TikToker about a TikTok and then she quote unquote roasted that TikTok. I obviously do have some thoughts and opinions about this, which we're going to be talking about within today's video. Before we jump into this video though, two things. Oh my gosh. First of all, I just want to let you guys know. My beard is literally totally sketched in right now. I accidentally shaved it too short and I feel kind of naked. Like I feel kind of weird. This is literally the shortest that my beard has been in years. And yeah, I just feel like it shows like the discoloration of like my neck and then my face because I'm so stupid. I already know. I always put SPF on my face and then I don't put it on my neck, which is just so dumb. And then I'm like, this is like tan. And then this is like just light, y'all. I'm just all over the place. Anyways, the second thing that I wanted to talk about is, did you guys see the new episode of Full Coverage with Bailey Sarian on it? I was like, oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so surprised that Bailey Sarian was actually talking about Michaela. And she said within that video, like, she shouldn't have done what she did. And I just want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions about it. I'm not going to be playing the clip from the podcast. It was very short, very brief. They were just talking about it a little bit. And she was like, she should have just left it up to the audience to decide if they liked it or not, or if they want to buy it or not. And I'm like, oh my God, like that really just made me have like so much more respect for Bailey Sarian, because I really do feel like she's the type of person that just stays out of all the drama. She kind of just like stays to herself. And honestly, I don't ever see her kicking it with any other influencers. So I thought it was really cool to see her on that podcast. And then also I thought it was really cool of her to speak out about that, because I feel like all of us influencers have talked about it before, where we're just kind of like, okay, this is a little bit shady that she did that. And it just sucks that she still hasn't made any statement about it. So I did want to like touch up on that and see what you guys thought about that, because I was like, good for her for speaking out, because I feel like more influencers should have, spoke out about it, obviously, because she did make the whole community look bad. And I feel like she's still just, going on about like, oh, nothing happened. But like I did mention before, maybe L'Oreal did tell her to like not speak on it. Maybe they don't want to deal with like a FTC complaint or anything. Is it FTC? I literally just forgot it right now, actually. I don't know, some type of complaint. Anyways, before we jump into this video, make sure you guys click the link down below. Head over to my second channel. I upload new videos there every single Sunday with my brother. That's my little travel channel. Our most recent video is going to Disneyland and trying the food and festival. Y'all, by the way, like I'm not the biggest like Disney fan. I do like going to the theme parks every now and then, but it's just so crowded that I get like, whew, y'all, it's just like, it's really, really hectic. But I do enjoy it if it's not crowded. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the food and wine or any type of like food festival going on at Disneyland, they really do it well. Like, honestly, their food is so good. And I just grub, y'all. Like, grub big time. Like, check out that video. Me and my brother went ham. By the end of the video, we were like, oh, we could barely even walk out of the park. We like needed to rent a wheelchair to get out of there. Anyway, so make sure you guys go show some love over there. Go show some love over there. And then make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up too. And let's go ahead and get into it. Oh my God, you guys, I completely forgot to tell you, like in the last video, or maybe it was like one of the second to last videos, I forget which one. I was like, oh, there was a makeup product that I wanted to talk about. I am so far beyond stupid. I literally forgot to even put it in the comment section of that video. I was like, oh, I forgot to update you guys about a makeup product that I was talking about. It's this unisex palette right here, the C Color Cosmetics. If you guys, or C Color, I guess it's just called. If you guys did not see my video about this, I actually did a review. This is actually a knockoff of the, is it the Beauty Killer palette? Or maybe I kept calling it the Beauty Killer and it's androgyny. I don't know, y'all. I got it switched up in the video. I'm like, I had to keep on correcting myself. Well, in the editing, I was like, why did I keep calling it the opposite of what it was? Anyways, I wanted to update you guys that actually my Dollar Trees have all three of them now. So they have like the androgyny knockoff, the Beauty Killer knockoff, I forget the other one, but they have all of them now. So I just want to let you guys know, because when I did that video, it was actually just this palette right here. So if you guys are interested in these, they're only $1.25. And I do have to say, if you guys didn't check out that video, they're actually pretty decent. They're not the best, obviously, but for $1.25, I feel like that's kind of amazing, especially if you're like, barely starting out with eyeshadow, if you're barely like getting into makeup, like that's the perfect thing for you to purchase, so that way you don't go blow your money on something really, really expensive and you don't really know how to use it. I feel like something like that is really good, and my local Dollar Trees actually got all three of them in stock, so I would check them out. Even though, like I mentioned before, I'm just kind of like in between on dupes. Like I totally get them, but then I do feel bad for the actual inventor, the actual creator, because it is a total ripoff, But then at the same time too, then there's that broke side of me that's just kind of like, I get it. And like $1.25, you can't pass that up, Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this TikToker right here, because y'all, she called Huda Beauty out. I'm kind of like in between on this. I'm just kind of like, like I feel for her. And then I also understand what Huda is saying, because what Huda is saying is I do agree with, which I'll show you guys in a bit. And then also I do have to say, and I'm just asking a question, I'm not invalidating anybody's feelings or invalidating anybody's verbiage or anything, but she specifically says like within her TikTok, which I will show you, like if you're going to roast me, and I'm like, I don't know, y'all. Look, I come from the hood. I come from the generation of like Jackass and like South Park and like all that. So y'all, literally people can tell me to like go F off, you fat F word. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I don't know. That's just me. That's just the way I grew up. So to me, I was like, wait, is this really considered a roast these days? Because I thought what Huda was doing within her video was like, yeah, don't get me wrong. It wasn't all praising her and stuff like that. But I do feel like she wasn't, I don't feel like she was roasting her. But you guys let me know about that. Because honestly, like I said before, I say it all the time. I'm like, y'all, it's just hard for me as somebody who is not sensitive about anything. You guys can make fun of my hairline. You guys can make fun of me being fat. You guys can make fun of me having boobs. You guys can make fun of me being hairy. I just literally don't care. So I'm like, so it's sometimes it's hard for me to like sympathize. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's why I'm like, let me know if you guys feel like this was a roast. Because I was like, what? But anyways, this is what her TikTok said right here. And I do want to read this before showing you both TikToks, because I'm going to show you hers and I'm going to show you Huda Beauty's. But this is what it said right here in the DMs, because Huda Beauty's team actually wrote out to this TikToker, which by the way, her name is More From Mina. And it says, hi, beautiful. We absolutely love this post and we'd love your permission to share it on our social channels with full credit to you, of course. Please let us know if you're happy for us to repost. Love, Team Huda Beauty. Now, here's the thing. Y'all, I'm just kind of like, why did they put the absolutely in between two asterisks? I didn't really understand that, first of all. And then second of all, here's my problem with the Huda Beauty team, is they did not need to say, we absolutely love this post. You didn't need to say that you love the post, because I think that's where things got misconstrued right there. And it was giving the message to the girl like, oh, they actually really like my technique and they're going to like praise my technique. So I think maybe that's how she got off on the wrong foot right there, is don't say that you love the post. You could have just asked for permission to repost it and that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? They could have just simply said, hi, beautiful. We would love your permission to share this on our social channels. That's it. Like, you don't have to specifically say, we absolutely love this post. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm kind of like, Anyways, she says right here, hi, yes, of course. And then she says, thank you so much, lovely. And then I'm going to show you guys a TikTok right now, but I do want to read this. She said, hey, can you let me know next time if you're going to be rude on the internet? Thanks. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play her TikTok right here. So go ahead and check it out.
I was asked to do another color correcting tutorial. So let's get into it. I'm going to put a disclaimer saying that this is just how I do it. It might seem wrong to you, but it's what works for me. Anyways, starting with orange. I put orange where there's more pigmentation and green, blue undertones. Now with green, I use green to cancel out any type of redness. I also put it on my under eyes since the pigmentation isn't completely cool tone. And then we have yellow. I put yellow wherever I put orange because they both neutralize bruise-like areas. And now we blend. I always do the heavy parts last. Everything is slowly starting to come together. So this is right after blending. I didn't want it to be this orange, so I'm going to add some green and a bit of yellow since you can still see the pigmentation. It's very hard to get it right on the first try. So this is where we're at right now. Everything's neutralized. It eliminates my need for foundation. My skin is more unified. It's difficult, but just keep trying and you'll get it. And then
girl,
it should be good.
Okay, we do not need to use that much color corrector.
Okay, the next time you roast me or anyone, can you at least give the courtesy of telling us what the video will be about before we agree to letting you post it? Because had I known you were going to roast me, I would not have let you post it. Because you clearly did not love the video. And you're giving mean girl vibes. Apparently makeup only has rules when it comes to me. That's great.
Okay, so as you guys can see from right there, she's saying I wouldn't have given you permission if you were going to roast me on the internet. Now, I do want to show you guys Huda Beauty's full TikTok so that way you guys can see and actually hear what she has to say, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do feel like she makes some really good points. She does say within her TikTok, like basically you're correcting your corrector. So basically this girl's technique is to like use green, orange, and yellow correctors. And it's like, wait, you're correcting your corrector using 3 products rather than just using the corrector that you need and then obviously fixing it with that. You don't need to use 3 different color correctors. That's just kind of like really repetitive and unnecessary and a waste of product. So that's why I'm like, I do understand what Huda is saying, and I don't know, I'm trying to like understand how the girl really thought it was like such a roast, because I don't feel like Huda was being so mean. The only part where I feel like they messed up is they did not need to say that they loved her post. They simply could have said, can we have your permission to repost it? And that's pretty much it. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so go ahead and check out Huda's TikTok right here.
Color correcting. You always want to use orange on the greenish bruise-like spots, then green around all the reddish spots. Then I use yellow around where I use the orange spots because it cancels bruise-like areas. And then
girl,
and it should be good.
Okay, We do not need to use that much color corrector. Actually, the whole thing of color correcting is just to put a little bit of color corrector so that you don't see any pigmentation anymore. You don't need to put that much corrector on and then you need to correct your corrector. That doesn't make any sense. It's wasting a lot of product. The points are good, but using that much corrector, unnecessary.
So as you guys can see from right there, Huda did make some good points. Obviously, when you're using a color corrector, you're meant to obviously just use one of what you need. Like for me, I'm wearing a green color corrector to correct my redness, and then I put my foundation on top of it. Basically what she's doing is she's like using a green, but then she's like, oh, it's too green, so let me neutralize the green. And then as soon as that's neutralized, oh, maybe it's a bit too much of this, so let me add in a little bit of that. And it's like, whoa, like you're doing a whole lot right there when you could like literally use whatever color corrector you need and then put your foundation on top or your tinted moisturizer on top. You don't have to use 3 different products. So I do understand what Huda is saying, and I do understand, like, you know, if this girl has that technique and that's her technique, then let her be. If that works for her, good for her. Obviously, makeup has no rules whatsoever, and you could do whatever makes you feel good and whatever you think looks best on you. You know what I'm saying? However, everybody is entitled to their opinion as well too. But this is where I'm saying, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a roast. I do totally understand how it was very misleading. It was super misleading, because if somebody wrote to me and said, oh my God, I love your video, can I repost it? Or I love your picture, can I repost it? And then they just talk trash on it. I'm like, well, actually you didn't love it, so you didn't need to say that. So I really do feel like they did make the mistake of saying that they loved it. Maybe they didn't know how to word it. Maybe they didn't, like, I don't know, think of the proper thing to say. But I really do feel like if they're a company and they obviously need to ask permission to use a video because they don't want anybody, you know, like going at them or trying to sue them or anything like that. So if they want to do that, they can simply just say, hey, can we repost your video? That's it. You don't have to say you like it. You don't have to say you love it. You don't have to say anything. You just ask for the permission to repost it, and that's pretty much it. So that's my little 2 cents on it, y'all. I really, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, obviously everybody's entitled to their opinions and whatnot, but like I said, I personally don't really feel like that was too much of a roast. And y'all know I've had some negative things to say about Huda Beauty before. Y'all know that. Like, I feel like she's done some really messed up things. She's copied so many people, but I feel like when we're talking about this specific scenario right here, she did bring up valid points, and that's her opinion. But then once again too, at the end of the day, if this TikToker wants to use this technique, then she's fully entitled to use that technique. I just don't think that this was roasting. I think that Huda Beauty was actually going at it in an educational kind of way, saying you don't really need that much, you know, color corrector. And I do agree with Huda on that. Like, you don't need that much color corrector. But at the end of the day, I just want to say, if that's her technique, then that's what works for her. Y'all remember when back in the day everybody would like put red lipstick all over their face, like straight up ruby woo, no, well, maybe not ruby woo, but like Russian red straight up all up on their face to use their color corrector? And it's like, whoa, that's like way too much. But if that's what works for you, that works for you. Do you know what I'm saying? But then once again, everybody is entitled to their own opinions. So that's my little 2 cents on the situation. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.